Welcome. This is it. What's up, everybody? The Sneakers and the Statistics podcast is back on another fabulous Monday, episode 17.
Good morning, everybody out there.
This is someone.
Sneaker Peter,
also
known as EJ.
And I am the statistical father.
Julian.
Julian.
A very nice way to dice your vegetables, also.
Yes, that's the only way I cut my anything.
That's right, Julian style.
Yeah, I Julian it all. All day. All day I Julian.
But all you wonderful people out there, can you please follow us on our YouTube, subscribe, like our pictures, and comment. Please follow us on our social media, our Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, and give us, comment, like our videos, and give us any ideas on what you think what shoes we should do, or if anything you want to hear.
I mean, odds are you already do if you're seeing this.
That's why I think.
But thank you.
So thank you. But
but if you don't,
keep on suggesting.
Why not?
Yeah.
Why not like and subscribe?
Yeah, we are on episode 17. We thought it would be cool to speak about some of the FIBA stuff coming up.
Yes. FIBA's an exciting time for basketball as a sport, not necessarily the NBA, but international basketball, man. It's super fun.
We get to see all the players from around the world, not just the players that are in the NBA, but also their teammates. So, like, Team USA is going to play Slovenia, I believe. What do you know exactly what day?
That is Friday, I believe. Let me double check.
Yeah, so they play Slovenia on Friday. So you're going to get to see Team USA play against Luka Doncic and his...
Luka Dončić. Let's see. So... August.
There you go.
Yes, Friday, 21:30, which is, I believe, 9:30, and I believe that's Eastern time. So
is that right? They play 3 days in a row.
Yeah. So they have a lot. Or actually, no, that's Spain versus Slovenia. Sorry. So,
this is just the schedule of the.
This is like, they're doing an international basketball week, and they have a lot of exhibition play leading up to the World Cup, which starts in 2 weeks.
Right.
So they have a ton of international games coming up. So Team USA plays Saturday, August 12th at I think it's going to be 6:00 PST.
Okay.
No, CEST is not Central. I thought it was like something Eastern Standard Time. No, it's Central European Summer Time.
Oh, wow.
So that will be...
What time's that here?
If it would be 10 a.m. on Saturday.
Dang. Okay.
So that game will have already happened by the time this comes out. So we'll see. Luka Doncic has been on a bit of a tear. We'll get into that a little bit later. But yeah, a few more games coming up for the U.S. So they have those two, and then they will play Germany.
Okay.
Or they'll play Greece on Friday the 18th. So that'll come out. That'll be the next game after this episode comes out. Hopefully Giannis plays. He's been sidelined recently after he had some knee surgery.
Yeah.
After their loss to the Heat in the playoffs.
Yeah. And
then we'll play Germany, which Germany is low key stacked, man.
There was a video that came out of their scrimmage or something. They have a pretty good team, man.
I saw a video just of a recent matchup of theirs against Canada.
Yeah.
Canada also has a great team.
Canada is full of NBA players.
Yes. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. I think Jamal Murray is playing. Jamal Murray. He's Canadian. I'm not actually sure if he's on the team.
Yeah, he's on the team. Kelly Olynyk, Dylan Crooks, and I forgot who else is on that Canadian team. There's a lot of Canadian players.
There's a lot of great Canadian players, yeah.
And,
Wiggins is Canadian. I don't know if he's on the team.
Wiggins is Canadian. I don't know if he's going to play, though, to be honest.
I'm not sure I think he played maybe one
time.
Canada.
He did. I remember him wearing the...
Yeah, they don't usually qualify for the Olympics and the tournaments and stuff, which is unfortunate. They've had a lot of great players over the years. Steve Nash being probably the best. But
they have a good squad.
They have a really good squad right now. But yeah, so the U.S., they just beat, not just, but earlier this week, they took care of business against Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico had an okay team. I mean, Jose Alvarado is on the team.
Mm-hmm. I don't think he played though.
Yeah, I don't think he
I
played
think he was in
either.
street clothes.
And it was kind of, I watched the highlights. It was a bit of a close match, and second half,
They pulled
Team
away.
USA just steamrolled them. They ended up
Yeah.
winning, I think, 117 to 74.
74, yeah.
So
Yeah, I
not
mean
nice.
it's almost what you expect from Team USA, but obviously that was their first game.
Yeah, and we were talking about this a little bit earlier. The FIBA World Cup, for those of you that may not know, which could be a fair amount, is not really the premier international basketball tournament.
Yeah.
At least from the U.S.'s perspective. Like, the Olympics is where the U.S. team, because of the Dream Team, they go all out.
And they put their best of the best.
They try to put their best of the best every year. And the FIBA tournament is fun because, we get to see players that are still really good, but maybe not LeBron and KD and all that. Not that I don't think LeBron and KD will ever suit up for the U.S. again at this point, but
yeah, I don't think so either.
Some players of that caliber is what you come to expect. The best, the top
players.
top,
yeah. We were saying this is almost like the next tier down of stars.
Yeah.
Not to knock on any of them because a lot of them are great players, but
and there's some great players. There ends up being some great players that play. Like Steph was on the 2010 team, I believe. And 2010 team was one of my favorite.
Lillard.
No, because Lillard was still in college.
Which one was he?
He was probably on the 2014
team. Because I saw one where it was him and like PG.
Yeah, man. There's
like
some crazy FIBA
The
World
teams
Cup
are-
teams.
the teams are
They're just
insane.
fun because usually they're a little bit faster because they're younger and they focus a little bit more on the offense, where I think generally during the Olympics those teams really focus on defense. And in years past I'd have been spearheaded by like Kobe and D Wade.
Yeah.
A little bit different now, but I mean you still had like Draymond and Clay on the 2016 team, and 2021 I guess was they had Drew and Chris Middleton. They had some really good defenders. So
Do you remember that team that played like on a stage? Do you remember that? They built a court on the stage and then of something, and then that's where they had the game. And I think it was when Steph was them.
I think it was the 2010 team.
Do you remember that?
Yeah, I kind of remember that.
That's kind of a weird.
That team was really fun.
Yeah, I know.
But
I remember them choosing really weird venues.
yeah, I think it was in Turkey or something.
Probably.
It was something weird.
I was just like, okay, that's different. You know how they had like the games on the ship and all that.
Yeah, something kind of like that. But yeah, so FIBA it happens now after every
couple years.
FIFA World Cup. It's every 4 years. Obviously, FIFA is it's kind of the opposite for soccer. FIFA, the World Cup, is the premier international tournament for soccer, and the Olympics is a tier below that.
Yeah.
Players still take pride in everything, but it's a little bit different. Where FIBA for us is. It's a little more fun, a little more.
Yeah, not as I don't know what the word is. Intense. Or as meaning. I don't want to say meaningful because you're still playing for your country, but
yeah, and it does. I mean, it has implications. I think if you win the FIBA tournament, you automatically qualify for the Olympics.
Yeah,
it's usually teams that are going to qualify anyways. But yeah, so this year FIBA is it's in kind of Southeast Asia, Pacific Islands almost. It's going to be in Jakarta, Indonesia.
Okay.
A few cities in the Philippines.
Cool.
Including the finals are going to be in Manila. And
that's so awesome, man.
It's super cool, and it's really smart. I mean, the Philippines loves their basketball, man.
Are you kidding me? That and badminton are the top sports.
Yeah.
So random, but.
And they're going to play in Japan as well, a few of the earlier games in the tournament. Like I said, it's about 2 weeks away. And the U.S., as far as the FIBA tournament, has a bit of unfinished business because they ended up taking home the gold in Japan in 2021 during the Olympics, but their last FIBA tournament in 2019, which was it was delayed a year because FIBA doesn't want to compete with the World Cup anymore, so it's back to 4 years, but there was a 5-year break between 2014 and 2019 to break it up with the FIFA World Cup. Yeah, they finished 7th in 2019.
So that.
Awesome. So Yeah, not pretty bad. That's got to be one of their worst finishes in a really long time as far as the FIBA tournament goes.
Any USA basketball team, I think, is held to the highest standard.
Yeah.
Almost not fair, but kind of expected just because of the talent that you have on those teams.
The talent,
you know.
Dr. Naismith invented basketball in Kansas.
Mm-hmm.
He is Canadian himself, but he was in Kansas when he invented it. So there's this expectation of like this is the best. You're always going to be the best. So go out there and be the best.
Yeah.
And there's been, I think we've touched on it briefly, but after the Dream Team, there was almost a decade of really great international performances because you had Dream Team 2.
They caught up.
In the 94 FIBA tournament, which had Shaq on the team. Dream Team 3, similar squad where they kicked butt in Atlanta. And then after that, 2000 wasn't great. 2004
was
really not good.
Not good at all.
And then even the FIBA tournaments after that, it wasn't fantastic.
Yeah.
So it's definitely, it'll be interesting to see how the team does this year.
Shout out to the other countries too, because
they're bringing the competition.
The competition is there now. The talent has definitely caught up with some of the other countries, and you can see it in some of these games now. They're not really that much of blowouts, especially when they're not playing the USA.
Yeah.
Like teams like Spain, Slovenia, Lithuania, I think have all kind of upgraded throughout the years in terms of all the talent that they have on their teams now.
So what I thought was interesting is that for the FIBA tournaments, the U.S. has 5 championships, which is the most, but it's tied with Yugoslavia.
Ooh,
I was like, that's interesting. And because they had Drazen Petrovic and
oh my God,
Tony Kukoc
running
playing on both, like they played and helped them win FIBA championships.
Yeah.
So there's some competition. Spain has always been really good, and that's something that the U.S. talked about in if you guys watched the Redeem Team documentary, the 2008 Olympic team. They talk about how in the early 2000s, there wasn't a national team or a program really. It was just, hey, the NBA season just finished. We have the Olympics coming up in a few months. Would you guys be interested in playing?
Yeah.
And starting in 2008 and with Coach K and with new management under the Coangelos, they made it a program where like, hey, if you sign up, we're doing the qualifiers the year before. Yeah, like that has changed a little bit where you have the B team kind of for the FIBA tournament, but generally you have guys commit for multiple years to the Olympics as far as like, at least as far as years out where guys are committing to the Olympics, the 2024 Olympics.
Yeah.
They already have an idea of what that team will look like. It's more of a program. And they said because of the Spanish team in particular, like they had been playing together for years before 2004 in the Olympics, and they had this chemistry and they played like a team where the U.S. was just a collection of stars, which is why they ended up losing. They didn't know how to play together, and they didn't have an identity as a team. So things have changed, I think, pretty well. Like I said, we'll see. Got some unfinished business after 2019. So.
I think it's good that they built that program though, because like you just said, a lot of these players and a lot of these countries, the players have been playing with each other since they were teenagers. Yeah. So you can't just put together a team of superstar USA players and think this is just gonna work. You know what I mean? Like Team Spain, like Ricky Rubio and Pau and Marcus Gasol, all of them have been playing since they've been teenagers. So. And they've been together. When they get back together, it's just like nothing happened. Like nothing. They didn't miss anything.
It'll be interesting to see who's playing on the Spanish team too, because all of those guys have retired. Ricky Rubio's taking a break. He's not playing in this tournament.
He's been playing a lot of basketball. That guy.
Dude, that dude's been playing for over half his life. He's been playing since he was like 16 professionally in Spain and international tournaments. Like that dude plays a ton of basketball. That guy plays a lot of basketball. I think Nikola Mirotic represents the Spanish team.
That'd be cool.
Something weird.
Haven't heard that name in forever.
Someone kind of, or maybe he plays in Spain professionally. Maybe I don't know. There's a few. I think like Ibaka was on the Spanish team for a while. Yeah. Because I remember the last few Olympics, it was like, oh, the Spanish team is really stacked.
No, they were super stacked, especially during the Kobe days. Yeah. And the Bron day, like the Redeem team.
Yeah, that was same with Argentina. Was stacked as well.
Super
between Manu and
Nocioni
Luis
and
Scola.
stuff.
Yeah, Nocioni. That's
Crazy. And just a quick shout out, since we were talking about the Spanish teams, quick shout out to Pau Gasol. He's getting inducted into the Hall of Fame along with others and like D Wade this
a good
Saturday.
one. Other international star, Dirk Nowitzki.
Dirk Nowitzki's also being in there. Shout out Dirk as well.
Tony Parker.
And Tony Parker.
It's a crazy
What a class.
Crazy class. I don't know if it's as good as Kobe's class, which was headlined by Kobe, Tim Duncan, and Kevin Garnett.
Wow.
Ooh,
Wow.
I don't think you beat that, but
this is a good one.
yeah. So it's great timing with the tournament coming up. It's gonna be really fun and it's cool to have all these international players getting into the Hall of Fame, all extremely well deserved. So
I think Dirk was the first international MVP ever.
yeah.
And there's one more. It was like the
Or
first.
I think Hakeem.
Was it? No, I think I don't know actually.
Let's see. Did Hakeem?
I saw there's two. It was like he's like the first All-Star MVP.
He might be the first. No.
Euro All-Star
I feel like
MVP?
Hakeem's
something
got-
like that. I was reading it. I guess I didn't read it well.
I feel like you could be right, but I feel like
Something like that. It's one of those.
Hakeem. I don't know. Let's see. Yeah, this says Hakeem. Yeah, Hakeem.
It's Hakeem.
Yeah.
Okay. What did I
which
read
makes
yesterday?
sense. Hakeem.
It was like he's like the first something that there's two. He's the first Euro player for something.
No, I think it was to. I don't know because Hakeem was drafted high too.
First European.
Maybe it could
NBA
be.
MVP?
I think it was European.
NBA
yeah.
MVP, maybe?
I think that's
Yeah.
probably what
Yeah.
it was, and that makes sense. Which is pretty much the norm
Insane.
now. I mean, Giannis, Jokic.
Jokic now.
and then Luka's definitely coming for one.
Oh, he's gonna get one, I think, eventually.
But so the U.S. team this year, just to kind of go through that, and something fun too for those of you that maybe have not kept up or are just getting into international basketball. The U.S. limits the numbers to be between 3 and 15, so changes it up a little bit for the guys from what they normally wear, which is cool. So we have Paulo Banchero wearing number 8, McCall Bridges number 5, who I think he's gonna be.
He's probably the
He's
main.
gonna be really big.
Yeah.
Jalen Brunson,
Awesome.
number 11. Anthony Edwards is wearing number 10, which is a little bit funny because he
Kobe.
switched his number. Yeah, that's cool. He switched his regular season number recently to be number 5 because that's what he had worn previously. So it's funny that he is not wearing it right now. Anthony Edwards, too, is going to be, watch out for that dude. Tyrese Halliburton wearing number 4. Josh Hart, number 12. Brandon Ingram, number 7. Jaren Jackson Jr., number 13. Cam Johnson, number 6. Walker Kessler, number 14.
There he is.
Bobby Portis, number 9. And Austin Reeves, number 15.
Shout out Austin, and also can you say there's that's a legendary list of coaches.
Crazy coaching list here. Steve Kerr is the head coach. Spoelstra
Spo?
as the assistant coach, and Tyronn Lue as an assistant coach. That's a crazy staff. Mark Few is also an assistant coach.
Also, legendary college coach.
Yeah, it's pretty nuts.
That's such a cool staff.
But yeah, this team is interesting. Not really, besides Jaren Jackson Jr. and Walker Kessler, not a lot of height. Bobby Portis, I guess, can help there.
Yeah.
Which there's not often a lot of height on the U.S. international teams.
It's also the international game is pretty fast paced.
Pretty fast paced, different rules, different size court even.
Yeah.
The rule changes are fun. I don't know if I want it in the NBA, but I love that you can have offensive goaltending.
And they should
So
have added.
cool.
They should have added that a long time ago.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know. The NBA is so. That's not. I don't know. It would change the NBA game a lot. So I do. I like
like it.
seeing it in the international game because you get some crazy rejections.
Yeah, and it's a little nitpicky.
You can knock it off the
right?
rim.
Yeah.
Like it's kind of crazy. It's very cool.
It would. I don't know. It would add a fun element. I mean, if they're doing the whole in-season tournament and all that stuff anyway. So it's like.
Yeah.
I would add another rule in there maybe. Why not? But
I did read that if you guys want to watch pretty much the entire tournament and all the international, I think even the friendly matches, there's a place, a site called Courtside 1891.
Awesome to bring that up because we never bring up where you can watch it.
Yeah, and so you can watch the games there. I think they have a few games on.
I think it's Fox Sports. Is that
yeah, there's going to be Fox Sports that will have the U.S. games. But if you guys are want to watch the Philippines, who are in the tournament because they're hosting, is I think JC's playing.
Clarkson's playing.
Clarkson.
And Kai Soto's also playing.
Oh, that's sick.
So their team is actually not bad.
I would love to watch Clarkson in the international game. But,
and also, since we're bringing up the Philippines, sorry to cut you off.
No, go ahead.
Quick shout out to Filipino PBA legend. His name is Jimmy Alapag. He just got signed to Mike Brown's coaching staff on the Kings.
That's sick.
We found that out last night. So shout out Jimmy Alapag and shout out to the Filipinos trying to make it.
Yo, that's awesome. That's
so
great.
cool, man. He's a player development coach now.
I wonder
for the Kings.
he
was a beast.
I wonder if there's any other Filipino coaches in the NBA.
Maybe.
He might
Spo?
be. He might.
I mean,
yeah, Spo's got some Filipino
he's
ancestry.
half. Yeah. So that's good
cool.
For us too. But yeah, man. I mean, the reason why we got into this episode because we wanted to kind of touch on. We thought it'd be fun to touch on some of these shoes that these players are wearing in the tournament.
Yes.
So Brandon Ingram is wearing the Jordan 38.
Oh, so
but this is also the tournament.
Before we get into the shoes, this is just going to be the group play. So we got 8 groups. We're in groups.
Oh, so it's 8 groups of 4?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So it's a big tournament.
I haven't seen this yet.
No, it's pretty interesting. So the Philippines, their stiffest competition is going to be the Dominican because Karl Anthony Towns is representing the Dominican Republic. So.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Good luck guarding that, Kai.
USA, if Giannis doesn't
Jordan,
play,
Greece, and New Zealand.
That's going to be a pretty.
There's a couple NBA players in New Zealand.
Yeah, New Zealand's got a few guys. I would say I don't know if Lauri Markkanen is playing, but this would be a good bracket to watch out for because if Rui is playing, who I don't know, I don't think he's playing.
Sure, huh?
The Australian team is always good.
Patty Mills.
Yes, Patty Mills, and
what was his Australian? I forgot who. Ingles,
maybe Ben Simmons, probably not.
I'm gonna stay quiet on that.
Aaron Baines.
Aaron Baines.
They got a good team.
That's right.
Man.
That's not bad. I'm looking at Group G too because Brazil and Spain are also always good.
And then Canada and France are in Group H over there. So,
it's almost like they didn't put 4 really good teams in one.
No, which is
they
cool,
know what they're doing.
Yeah.
They know what they're doing.
I mean, this is to me the best bracket here because the German team, just to run through that really quick, I mentioned earlier, pretty loaded. They have both Wagner brothers, Franz and Mo, Dennis Schroeder, Maxi Kleber, Daniel Tice, and former NBA player Isaac Bonga. So pretty loaded.
Hey, he was a Laker, right?
He was a Laker. He was on Magic, I think too.
Probably. Oh, he was. That's right. Japan, is that Yuta Watanabe? Is he?
Yuta Watanabe would play.
He's awesome.
I like him. And Rui, and I think they have a pretty good point guard if I remember from the Olympic Games, but I'm not sure who it is. I wanted to throw this out there. I really doubt anyone from FIBA is watching. It is really difficult to find roster information on the FIBA website. It's a little frustrating.
Yeah.
Like if I go to the USA roster, or let's say like I try to look at the Greece roster on the FIBA website, it's from the last tournament, and I'm like,
why isn't it updated?
The new one's starting. Everyone's already announced their rosters. They're playing. Like this should be updated. I shouldn't have to go to. Like GreekNews.com to find the roster out. It should
all be there.
Yeah, it should be really easy. It's a little frustrating, but
social media team, get on it.
Yeah. But anyways, like you said, getting into Brandon Ingram, who is wearing
so Brandon Ingram,
the upcoming
Jordan 38.
That is right.
And it's kind of crazy to think about that Jordan is coming up on his 40 years of shoes, and that they're already on the 38.
It's super crazy. I think we mentioned this briefly.
Yeah, it's really crazy.
In episode 6, you guys should check that out, the playoff roundup.
Watch that, please.
Pretty crazy.
Crazy to think about, but also that he was able to keep up the love for it, like the lore, the following. People still, he's still the number 1 in terms of revenue and shoes every year, just because of the volume that they produce. But in terms of his signature line, like the number 38, they've only just gotten better in terms of technology.
Yeah, you mentioned there's some pretty crazy stuff.
It's insane. They don't even have the Jordan 38. They don't have one guy on it anymore. It's basically a team of designers.
Yeah.
And for the 38, this was debuted in March by Kiki Rice. We said Price. I apologize to
Price.
you, Kiki. That's not your name.
Shout out Kiki Rice.
Shout out Kiki
UCLA
Rice. Plays for UCLA.
Star. Yep.
She was the very first one ever to debut the Jordan 38, and it's a beautiful shoe. If you guys can see already.
Yeah, it's pretty nice. The mesh reminds me a little bit of the Tatum, which makes sense. Mm-hmm. It was weird. I was looking at Nike officially announced it fairly recently, and so I was checking that article out.
Yeah,
it's weird because these are clearly this is a real shoe, but on the Nike website it was like a weird render from a computer. It was like I was looking at it in a video game. So it was really weird looking.
Yeah, I wonder what that.
It didn't look good.
Yeah,
as part of an official announcement, I was like, BI's wearing it, and we have pictures.
They're trying to show
so.
it like it's not ready yet or something.
Yeah, it was really weird.
Wait a minute. The shoe releases on. Oh, that might be why, because it's not out yet. So maybe they're showing you this is what it kind of looks like.
but
you already know what it looks like.
They show for upcoming releases for other shoes here's the shoe, but whatever.
I'm trying to tease you.
Yeah, I was like, you trying to trick me?
Yeah, but it is one of the more expensive basketball shoes to come out. So it's coming out for $200
on September 7th, I believe, right?
August 18th.
August 18th?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And then September 7th is the FIBA colorway.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Which is they're coming out with two. So this is their iteration of the red, white, and black colorways that they do, obviously that we've talked about. And then the one on the 7th is called the FIBA, or the FIBA colorway, and that's gonna be dedicated to the USA, to the tournament. And then there's also a WNBA colorway called the Central Star coming out.
Interesting.
It's gonna be
I wonder
it's
if
gonna
that'll
be
be
orange.
for the.
It's for the WNBA.
Okay, because I think the Dallas Stars. No, the Wings. That's the
Wings,
Dallas
yeah.
Wings. Yeah. I think Dallas Stars is hockey. So.
And so with the technology of this, keeping up with the tradition of all the Jordans, they love to put some of his, they like to add his accolades onto the shoe, something that is a remembrance of him or the Bulls on their shoes. So what I thought was cool was they have what the Jordan 38 uses is called an X plate. So it's basically here on the back, and then there's a backless embroidery that represents his performance in the '93 finals. So
Interesting.
So if there's details that you can't really see it on the picture, but there's 41 cross hatches here on the back, up here, which represent his 44 points per game.
44 points
Sorry,
per game?
41 points per game in the series.
What?
In the finals.
That is insane.
And there's 3 diamonds that we can't see on here, but it's on the shoe on the side and on the medial side, symbolizing the Bulls' 3rd championship.
Oh, that's sick.
Yeah, so there is a X plate in there that kind of is like that, and then there's another. What is that called? It's almost like a strap. It's almost like a strap. And then there's a cushion on the bottom that all 3 of them work together to keep your foot in place. And which is, like I said earlier, the technology now is insane,
Yeah,
dude.
that's pretty crazy.
Yeah, so that color, it was the most sustainably made Jordan in history. So 20% of it is made by recycled material.
Oh, cool.
So pretty cool in that sense too. They're not using certain materials anymore.
Yeah.
And kind of getting to more of a green shoe.
Yeah, they're making moves for that for sure.
Mm-hmm. So that's the technology on that shoe here.
Yeah, pretty cool.
It's pretty awesome.
I like how they did the logo. It's kind of built into this circle.
Almost looks like the jump man is in the middle of it, as opposed to being
just a silhouette. Yeah.
Just a silhouette, yeah. And it looks like a record almost.
Yeah, it does.
Right? But yeah, pretty shoe.
Pretty cool shoe.
They did a good job on the 38 for sure.
Here's BI the other night against Puerto Rico.
It looks good on foot.
Looks good on foot.
Looks good on foot.
I don't know. I guess maybe that's the FIBA colorway because the logo there is gold and it's got blue on the.
I would imagine so. Yeah, I would imagine so. Either that's the FIBA colorway or that's the PE that they gave him for the tournament. But I would imagine he would wear the.
It could be a PE because it's kind of Pelican-y colors.
Yeah.
They're red, gold, and like navy, so that would be pretty close.
But I would imagine. But again, they would want. If they're going to release the FIBA shoe, I'm sure they would want them to wear that too.
Yeah, I saw them in their practice while you were in Vegas.
Yes.
He was wearing that colorway we were just looking at, the white and red. So
flip flop back and forth.
I was kind of like, I was wondering, I'm like, are they going to get him like one before the tournament starts? But yeah, they clearly have. This was, like I mentioned, this was just a few days ago, August 7th against Puerto Rico. He had 11 points, 5 rebounds, 1 assist, and 3 steals in 23 minutes for the old Team USA. He is a starter right now.
As he should.
He should be. Steve Kerr has said that the starting lineups are subject to change, but
yeah,
we'll see.
I mean, at this point, you can put almost anybody in the starting five
Yeah.
because of how good they are and how much talent you have. Right?
They were saying that maybe. I mean, I think it was more like Lakers fans talk, but they're saying maybe Austin Reeves in the starting five. He had a great game.
He's almost like one of their defensive specialists too. I feel like.
Yeah, he's kind of a underrated defender, I would say.
Yeah.
Where he's just kind of one of those guys that's like a pest.
Yeah.
Because he had a fine game, 9 points, 4 assists, 4 rebounds off the bench, 20 minutes, so pretty good.
Yeah.
Moving on to our next shoe here. This one also a recent release. Not quite as pretty.
Yeah, you know what? And again, like I was telling Julian, I think it be just that colorway. I personally don't like it too much. It does look like kind of like resemble like a Gucci colorway that we were saying.
We've talked about this before, but this is the Greek feet. I can't talk
Greek
today.
feet.
The Greek feet. This is the Greek Freak 5. Just came out, I think, a few weeks ago.
It came out on July 21st.
Okay.
This one did specifically
Yeah.
with another colorway. So this is the Keep It a Buck.
Yes.
And it came out with another colorway called the Maiden Sepolia.
Yes.
Yeah, so the Greek Freaks are a beautiful shoe. Like the shape is cool. This one, the 5 specifically, I don't really like too much. But the 4 before that were actually really nice.
Yeah, and this colorway in particular is incredibly busy.
There's just a lot going on. But I also understand why, now that we went on to do it. That's the Maiden.
This one's a little better. I think you've brought this up before, and I definitely see it in this shoe, where it's turning into more like a running shoe.
Yeah.
This model in particular, because like you mentioned before, the 4 and the 3 even like. I feel like they're much. You can see they look more shape, like a basketball shoe. Yeah, the shape is way different.
Because the shape is better for more of a continuous run, stop back, going back and forth, as opposed to like a flatter shoe. You know what I'm saying? It's better to keep it continuous running.
Yeah, this one's getting a little more flat and.
Yeah,
they're fine. This colorway's not terrible.
This was released in 2 colorways, like we said, on July 21st. The cushion is provided by a springy foam midsole and a top-loaded Zoom Air unit in the forefoot. It has an internal containment system, and advanced traction are built to harness Giannis's power and explosiveness. So basically, built to harness everything, his jerk movements, all his fast movements, all his high jumping, blah blah blah, and all this, cutting and fast cutting and all this stuff, and to be able to contain it to not keep his foot in the shoe as opposed to. The shoe like falling apart because he's such a huge guy. You know what I mean?
Which is funny because then, like, this shoe does not look like it's made for explosiveness. Like
it doesn't.
Like but at least the silhouette.
Yeah. Yeah. But I would imagine like this webbing here that goes across. That's very stretchy.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of holding like what they said, harnessing his power. You know what I mean?
So I wanted to ask you too because when I was looking these up the other day. Does he have 2 lines of shoes going? Because these are the Freaks, right? But then when I go to Nike, they have the Giannis Immortality as well.
So that's like almost like their what's that called? Like it's almost like So Jordan has, how the Jordan has the signature line, and then there's like a team Jordan.
Yeah.
So that's kind of like the same thing. So Kobe has his Kobe line, and then he has the Mamba mentalities.
Yeah.
Which are basketball shoes too, but they fall under the Mamba
Okay.
the phenomenons, and the Mamba mentalities. And then so this is that other shoe is basically his other like line.
Kind of like a base model. And
Base model,
The
like the
Greek Freaks would be like a pro.
his
almost.
pro signature
Okay.
line, and then it's all. I want to say it's like a lifestyle, lifestyle line.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
That makes
basically,
sense.
just basically that's how the style now with the players. They give them multiple lines, and then people can choose.
Because really, I mean, the immortalities look a lot better.
They're a nice
I'll
shoe.
put a
Yeah.
picture up in
Nice
the
and
podcast.
yeah,
but
they're chill.
I don't know. I guess I just feel like the immortality ones, at least the newer pairs,
Yeah.
look a little bit better.
I think so too.
A little more fun.
This
Better
five
colorways,
this 5 silhouette just wasn't really it for me. But Giannis said in a quote, it's about Milwaukee and the sacrifice that I made. I believed that we were going to win a chip, and that became a reality. So basically, that was why he. Stop throwing that at me. I threw it myself. That's why this colorway. That's the inspiration behind this colorway. Keep it a buck.
These are
Keep it 100.
Keep it $100.
$100.
These are $140 right
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
And they're still pretty available.
Yeah.
Giannis is, like I kind of briefly mentioned, not playing right now. It's still undetermined if he's
It'd be
gonna
great if he did.
play in the FIBA tournament. If he did, he would probably have a crazy run. He has yet to play in an Olympics, which I think is interesting, but he has 2 FIBA tournaments under his belt, 2019 and 2014. And 2019, I mean, he was going hard. He finished he had 14 points per game, 8.8 rebounds per game, 2.4 assists, 2.4 steals, half a block, 2.6 turnovers, and 52% from the field.
Wow.
Greece did only finish 11th in that tournament, so they got some work to do, but they could have a pretty decent team, man. He's good enough to be able to just carry that Greece team.
I think too, like the dynamic is different for every country. So like in USA, you'll see it's pretty even in the workload, right? So you'll see like everyone's got like 9 points. Right?
Yeah.
But in terms of Greece, he would still be the main guy there.
Oh, yeah.
I think, right?
By far,
Not to knock any of his teammates; those are the best in Greece. But that's kind of how it works, right? In all the other countries.
Yeah.
So he
mostly,
would still be
look at like Spain. You know, they have everyone
basically kind of like more of a team.
Yeah.
Everyone's kind of even. Like Slovenia, like Luka he had 34, 13, and 14 last game.
Yes.
So it's like, I think he's the guy. There.
Let's get into that actually, because this is another pair.
Nice little segue.
Yes. Oh man, these are.
So I think not to speak for you, but I think this is our favorite of the 3. We tried to do like one USA guy and then a couple of the international guys. So this is obviously the Luka 2. This silhouette is so beautiful.
The silhouette is crazy. This is a pretty cool colorway.
That colorway is sick. It's like a mint colorway.
Yeah, they're calling
awesome.
it. What do they call it? Tropical twist and washed teal. Kind of like that.
That's
Sounds
cool.
like a delicious drink if I do say so myself.
To be completely honest, if I were to buy a basketball shoe, I would consider this one specifically. Now that that I'm looking at it.
I think I would
along
still have to go.
Along with the Rigor.
We'll see. Rigors. Yeah, Rigors come out tomorrow. By the way, the AR ones.
Yeah, so go check it out on the.
They'll be out on this past Friday when this
that's
episode
right,
comes
yeah.
out. So if anyone got any, let us know. We'd love to see.
Yeah.
See what
Send
you
us
guys
some
have.
pictures too.
But yeah, I would think I would still go with the Tatum. I love the shape.
The Tatum one is beautiful.
But this is pretty crazy.
Both those 2 with the Rigor, I think, would be up there on the list for me to buy a basketball shoe next.
Shoes? Yeah. This colorway is really cool. I do like this, but this next one, this would be the one for me.
That's beautiful too. It's like a lavender.
They're calling this football gray and oxygen purple. So
crazy colors.
Yeah, dude.
Oxygen purple.
Yeah, right. Does oxygen look purple? I don't know.
I guess. Yeah.
These are. So this is a Jordan brand shoe. Giannis was Nike. These are only 130. So this is a pretty
not bad.
Pretty good deal. Although
not
they are
bad
mostly sold out.
They are. I think just because people love them so much.
Yeah, they're. I mean, and Luka.
And he's a great player.
You want the Luka magic, man. So pick up some of his shoes. But yeah, they're a great. Look how much cushion there must be in that heel.
They look very soft. Kind of a weird way they marketed it with the shoe. So the ending of last season in April is when he wore this for the first time, which is weird because I don't know why you would wear a new shoe towards the end of his. It's almost like he wore it and then they're like, okay, we're not gonna release it till later. So you're like kind of letting the people dangle a little bit.
I mean, they probably they wanted people to build up some anticipation, but they probably also weren't banking on the Mavs not making the playoffs.
Yeah, because
Luka's made some
they were
pretty
right at
deep
the cusp
runs.
until they gave up.
Well, yeah, because they wanted to keep their pick.
Yeah.
If they finished outside of the lottery, they forfeited their pick to New York as part of the Porzingis trade from a few years ago.
Yeah, so Mark Cuban was like,
he's like, hey, cut that.
yeah.
And then there's one more colorway that is also out right now for this pair that is pretty sick. Q54.
Q54.
Pretty cool colorway. I mean, a little busy for me, but like,
I love it.
It's pretty sick.
I love it because it reminds me of the 90s. It kind of reminds me of like Do the Right Thing.
Yeah.
Because of how the clothes they wore.
Yeah.
So that feel, and then obviously that tournament is a legendary tournament. They announced the release of the 38 and that it was coming out in the Q34 or 54 tournament in France with Zion.
Yeah.
So that was the very first time that they said that it was coming out.
Yeah.
And
but this is a cool pair, kind of commemorating that tournament. This gives you a good look. I kind of love the tongue and how they did the laces.
The detail on this one specifically
secure.
is insane.
Yeah, there's a lot of
everything.
little details.
Obviously, the tournament logo and it says it on the champions on the top, on the tongue there. This print is insane, and where they put it.
Yeah, no, it's
that makes the shoe. I think.
I think it's pretty great.
So good job on that colorway. The shoe is what it's famous for. It combines a full-length Formula 23 foam. So that's the famous technology for his shoe, and an ISO plate. And these are all Jordan innovations, like made by them. Nobody else's brand is allowed to use it. That work in unison with medial cushion 3.0 wedge foam at the bottom to help keep his foot in control. And it was created with non-linear movements in mind. Luka continuously mentioned balance as the main thing he wanted wanted in his shoe to keep him locked in. So basically, balance is what he wanted in the shoe. Basically, not too much weight. Also cushioned at the bottom. Also hugging basically the bottom of his foot and towards the back of the ankle to keep him from turning it, coming out of the shoe a little bit and all that stuff. So that's what he wanted in the shoe.
And Luka definitely does some non-linear movements, like you mentioned. He's pretty big on that. He's had some too crazy games in their warm-up play so far. So. And also, Slovenia might be in the running for best jerseys, man. Those are pretty sick.
Those are so sick.
He's wearing the football grays.
They're so nice on foot.
They're super nice, man. This was against Greece. Giannis Greece. They lost. So
crazy.
Greece might be a team to look out for. It was 77-88. This was August 2nd. Luka had a triple-double, 20 points, 10 rebounds, 14 assists. So he did his work. But yeah, I couldn't get it done. But yeah, it's especially, I mean, for Luka, it's going to be a lot of. It's going to have to just take.
It's going to take a lot.
Yeah.
I was going to ask you because I watched him. Obviously, I watched him in the NBA, and then I watched him in international play. Do you notice a difference in his play? He feels more relaxed in international play. I feel like.
Yeah, I think so.
Almost more laid back, more free.
Yeah, I would say so. I would want to watch.
You think it's the rules?
A full game. I think it's the rules.
He just seems more comfortable.
Yeah, I think he is more comfortable probably because that's the style of play he grew up in. You know, not that the USA NBA style of play is that different, but he has said that he finds it like easier to score in the US just because they give so much favor to the offensive player, whether it be calling fouls or like what you can do with your dribble and everything. Where he said in Europe, you can't do a lot of stuff. Like the defender has more power than they do in the NBA, which I like. I think that's better for the game personally. But even though it's easier to score in the NBA, it might be that he's still used to that more international style of play. And I do think defense is really important in the international games and in the FIBA tournament because of it's a smaller three. The key is a little bit different. So you have to have a really good defense if you want to win.
Yeah, for sure.
I feel like.
For sure.
So yeah, I would agree that I think he's just more used to it.
Yeah, I think so too.
And I mean, he's been playing on the Slovenian national team for a really long time, so it could be the same thing where like he just knows these dudes.
Yeah.
Like it's not really a team like the national team for a lot of these countries doesn't change all that much because they're so willing to just like
until one of them's gone. You know what I mean?
Pretty much.
They play until they're on those teams until they're retired.
Second game, not a great photo, but he's wearing the teal ones there.
Tropical twisties.
Yeah. This was against Montenegro, and this was just a few days ago, August 8th.
Is this the one where he went off?
Yes, and they won 104-100.
Yeah.
34 points, 13 rebounds, and 14 assists. So
Jesus.
Pretty nuts.
And it makes it look so easy too.
Yeah, dude. The Luka magic is real, and it's effortless, pretty much.
He kind of looks like he lost a little weight too, almost like he got it.
In
a little bit more shape. Not saying he wasn't, but you know.
No, he was
always a big dude.
He was never really out of shape, but he was just not ever in shape. Was like a constant criticism of him over the last few years. So it'll be interesting if he's in better shape, like just more physically fit. Maybe he can play a little bit better defense because that's also been a big thing on the list for him.
If he can play D, then he'd be the ultimate.
If he can just be like we don't have to hide you in the corner.
Yeah.
If people don't target him. Same with I think Steph the last few years before they won in 22, he had this bad rap of like, oh, if you're an offense, you want to attack Steph, which is fair because if the lineup is Steph, Clay, KD for a while, Draymond, and like Looney or Iggy or Wiggins, they're all bigger dudes than him, and they're all good defenders. Steph is not a bad defender. Like he's not. He's quick on his feet. He moves his feet. Like he has all the basics. He just doesn't have an insane wingspan like Iguodala did or Looney. You know, like he's just not built to be a great defensive player. But he is a really solid defensive player.
Yeah, I hear you.
And I think if he can get to that level where it's like, the Mavericks are not as good of a defensive team as the Warriors, so there's going to be other players like Josh Green and, you know, Kyrie that you can target on offense when you're trying to attack the defense. But if he can get to that point where you can say, okay, we're going to put him on, I don't know, Clay, like someone that's not going to be dribbling and running the offense. We'll save Reggie Bullock or whoever for that. Then that would be great. The Mavs would be a different team if he could be that kind of guy.
I would imagine too, because I'm thinking in terms of like LeBron, right? So I'm gonna put the guy on me in a pick and roll so I can get Steph.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Which is like that's just how you play the game. It's not to say Steph's a bad defender.
And LeBron's
got
not
like 5 inches on Steph. So,
but I'm just saying like for Luka, you won't. It's not. I don't know if I'm looking for that switch to get Luka on me as opposed to Steph. You know what I mean?
That would be because he's got the size.
Size-wise.
Put in it's really tough to put in the effort on both ends.
Yeah.
All day, like all season.
Yeah.
I can't knock him for that, but if he does, oh man, that's an all-time great.
People don't really realize it. He's kind of the same size as LeBron.
He's a big dude.
He's a huge dude.
If he did the LeBron workouts.
Yeah. Imagine.
I don't want to be messing with that. Quick little thing too about how good Luka is. In 2021, in the Olympics, he averaged 23.8 points per game, 9.7 rebounds, and 9.5 assists.
Jeez Louise,
1.2 steals, a block per game, and 4.2 turnovers on 45% from the field. And Slovenia finished 4th. So he really was like
he was putting
the team is on his back
for sure.
So I think that kind of rounds it out for the little preview we got for the FIBA tournament.
There's a lot of cool shoes out. We spoke briefly last week about there's a Kobe 5 Pro Show out that Bobby Portis is wearing.
Yep, yeah.
A couple of the players are wearing the Tatum one. shout out to one of the shoes we talked about with the Joker, the GT Jump. The
Yep.
GT Jump 2 has just came out, and a lot of players are wearing that as well.
Nike's really pushing that on the website too. Everything
Yeah.
I see is just, hey, GT Cut, GT Jump. Yeah, they're pushing them.
Those might be their top shoes for like colleges and high school too.
Yeah,
So I would imagine that's why they're pushing it. And along with all the other international brands, so shout out Anta, Li-Ning, Rigorer, and all these other brands that we haven't spoken about that players are wearing in the tournament. But these three that we spoke about here are three of the top ones that we wanted to focus on. So really cool that we got to feature those.
Yeah, very cool. It's pretty exciting. I'm excited for the tournament. I think U.S. is gonna be good, but they're gonna have their work cut out for them.
They're gonna have their work cut out for sure. Like we said, the other countries have already caught up in terms of talent. So it's gonna be fun to watch. Even though we kind of expect USA to do well.
Yes, yeah, you always expect them to do well.
But we're gonna see some good games.
It's gonna be a good competition, man.
It's gonna be fun. You said it starts in 2 weeks.
2 weeks, yeah, 2 weeks from today. So I think realistically, I think it'll be like a Friday. I think. I would assume that's when most of these events start. But yeah, it's roughly 2 weeks, middle of August. So should be fun.
Yeah, for sure.
Super excited. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see who comes out on top. 32 teams is great. Mm-hmm. I looked up a little bit of history on the original tournament.
Yeah.
Which was 1950. It was only 10 teams.
1950.
1950, only 10 teams. Argentina beat the U.S. in the finals.
In the finals?
And
okay.
Argentina was the host nation, so that's kind of interesting.
Crazy.
Did not recognize a single player on
in
the
USA
team. Yeah. No one.
Billy Kundla. No, I don't know.
Could have fooled me. And the team also only averaged 43 points per game. So it was a very different era of basketball.
Yeah.
That might have been even before the shot clock. I'm not sure. So.
You know what blew my mind last week? For people that were watching last week, when you said starting on the Lakers, Terry Teagle.
Terry Teagle,
Who
dude.
is that?
Terry Teagle. Terry Teague, dude.
I feel so ashamed because I know my Lakers and I don't know who Terry Teagle is.
I don't know why I know Terry Teagle. I don't know.
Maybe your pops, dude.
Speaking of the Lakers, just want to shout out. Mm-hmm. It's official.
Yeah. Oh, thank you for bringing it up. Yeah.
Yes.
Good.
More Kobe's are coming from Nike.
Yes.
And we're getting an announcement on Kobe Day of kind of more of what the sneaker will be. There's been a teaser.
It's a new shoe.
Yeah. An angel, they're calling it, I think, right?
Yeah.
So it's kind of
That's
heartbreaking.
Which is cool.
Yeah, it'll be cool. Vanessa is involved, so.
And people were saying why not release it on the 8/24? It's because it's coming out on 8/23 and before Kobe's birthday.
Yes.
So I was like, okay, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
So you could have went either way.
Yeah.
And I'm not too sure if it's set in stone just yet, but 8/8 next year
2024. Yep.
is the potential statue.
That's the planned
reveal.
the planned date. According, I think it was like the Daily Mail or some kind of more tabloid site, but it's the planned date for the release or the unveiling of Kobe's statue, and
which is supposed to have Gianna at his side as well.
Gigi's gonna
be so cool.
Very cool. I've seen a few takes online where people are like, oh, I kind of wanted it to just be Kobe, like it's supposed to be about basketball.
Come on.
But Vanessa, like. The Bryant family was a part of the Lakers. Like
Gianna would have been in the WNBA easily. Yeah, you know what I mean.
And I think Chick's statue, I think on his plaque it has it commemorates him, his birth and his death and his wife as well.
Of course.
The Lakers are a family business, man. At the end of the day,
and they take care of you.
Yeah,
exactly.
So
shout out to the Lakers for doing that.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun.
I told Julie already to put in your time request off because we're going to that. We will definitely film something there for that.
So stay tuned for
that's
next
a year
year
from now, but I don't know how we can not.
Yeah, we
do something about that.
It's gonna be fun.
But that's it for. A lot of news coming out. There's a lot of
great stuff. A lot of cool Kobe stuff coming out soon.
Kobe stuff coming out soon.
It's going to be nice to have Kobe back in the Nike
in the Nike world. Yeah. And we love having the discussion open with him in the sneaker world or even in basketball. You know what I mean? Obviously, you don't want to keep his legacy alive. So.
Yeah.
But thanks again for watching, guys. Please smash that like button. comment what you think is the best shoe, or if you guys own any of these, tell us how you feel. Give us a little review of how you feel about them if you own them.
If you guys have any new shoes you copped recently, let us know. I myself got some new
He's got
free
some
stripes.
new stuff.
I'm gonna piss you off. It's a dark shoe. Not only am I wearing a white sock, it's
You
a
were
Nike.
wearing this.
It's
dude,
a Nike
guys,
sock.
Guys, this is he's
I'm
doing
breaking all the rules.
He's doing a taboo thing right now.
Trying to piss off EJ.
Yeah.
But yes, thank you everyone.
Yes. Also, give us a comment on what country you're rooting for in the tournament.
Yeah,
if you're watching it.
Who you're pulling for, who you think's gonna come out on top. Should be fun. It's gonna be a fun tournament. But we will see you guys next week.
See you guys next week. Thanks for watching, guys. And until then, Latris on 145 and a half mentions. Peace out, y'all. Now we're going to be talking about the Nike Freaky Deaky 5s. Your favorite word.
Freaky Deaky. If I ever got a signature shoe, bro.
That's what it's going to be.
It'd be the J-Man Freaky Deaky.
The J-Man Freaky Deakies.
J-Man.